All right, guys, this is Sal from Internal Trader, and it's going to be like a pickup from the last published chart that I made on, I think it was on Friday, about the Euro USD and the rising wedge that it had. So basically, I ended up taking a position up here and looking for a drop. Now, I'm going to be both in the middle. It's not going to be bullish or completely bearish, although right now I'm looking more at the bearish side for a few reasons that I'm going to go into right now. So, number one, obviously, we made this huge move to the upside, and coming into the new year, this was expected. Whether Euro wasn't going to make any major moves, you can see the sideways action over here. Nothing crazy, right? So this whole move was pretty much, sideways until we finally broke out and found some support here. Then we bounced back at this median level right over here and found some support. Now pulling back. So I'll start off with my bearish bias, and the reason why right now I'm bearish for mainly for two reasons. Number one is for this rising wedge that I have drawn out. And I'll pull that up right now to show you guys. This right here is what I'm looking at right now in terms of a bearish move. Now, this is kind of tricky because if with tomorrow with the Federal Reserve, um, with the interest rate and also Jerome Powell speaking at 2:30 Eastern time, don't know if we're going to get some kind of big fake out to the upside and stay within this wedge and then leave us with a wick up top, or we're going to just make a straight move down. It's always hard to tell. You can't really tell exactly what's going to happen, but I expect some volatility. Sometimes nothing happens at all. So, but for the most part, even if nothing happens, I still expect some type of volatility during FOMC. So that's one thing that I'm gonna be on the lookout for. The second reason why I'm looking for more of a bearish move is because we know this is a rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern, but also I have a MACD coming down lower and lower. Now, I love MACD divergences, in my opinion. Based on many years of experience, the MACD is extremely powerful whenever you have it coupled with a chart pattern and also a divergence, whether it's a regular divergence or a MACD continuation, otherwise known as a hidden divergence. So that's what I'm looking at on the bearish side. If we I won't be completely convinced of a bear move starting or like a bear swing move unless we break below this low right over here. Preferably below 1.08 is where I'll kind of like really have conviction of a bearish move. But until then, I would like to see a clean break of this and a clean break of 1.08, or at least testing it and breaking below this median level, which I call long-term median level, that found strong support right over here. So I want to see a break of this and see if we can continue and stay around this level and ultimately break below it. Now, if we break below this, then yeah, my bias is going to turn completely bearish and I'm going to hold on to short positions, maybe even add if we get below this. And then I won't necessarily target this pivot level right over here. I'll look for a bigger move down to this median level, right back here. So that's what I'm looking at on the bear side. On the bull side, if I remove these trend lines, okay, if I remove them, now let's look more of the bullish side. So right off the bat, um, obviously the euro made a really nice strong base right over here. You could see a lot of fluctuations. There wasn't really any obvious bullish divergence, although honestly, it depends how you view it. There was a divergence technically, because if you take this divergence line right over here and we draw this low to a higher low, and obviously this low to this low, obviously started creating a base, and then it took off for I don't know how many pips, but it's a pretty strong move. Is this a permanent base? We still don't know. We'll find out tomorrow if or this week I should say, because tomorrow could be flat. It's always a possibility. But if you look back to the median level back here, you can see the strong resistance. And then if I go even further back, you can see that strong base right back here. Okay, so the euro made a strong base all the way back here, dating back to 2020. Then 2022, it came up to this point, respected this median level, this resistance, and then came all the way back down. I was looking for maybe a resistance here, but obviously you can tell that it made a push right above it and now found this as support. So if you're a bear right now, you got to be you got to be careful of this. You don't want to get too bearish now, because you just never know. The market might push up and then continue on to the next level, which on my chart would be 1.11. So you got to be careful about that. It's only when we get back below here that I feel that you should have any bearish conviction. Um, yeah, that's really, that. Well, if I go back here one more time on the bullish side, it made a base here, then pulled back, and then now it kind of made this this bullish candle with a strong wick. Now, does that signal strength? That's still to be determined tomorrow. Usually, sometimes when I've seen a candle like this, the market will come down, and then during the start of the open, or I should say the morning New York open, it'll start creeping back up. And then obviously with tomorrow with FOMC, this could easily come all the way down here, make a long wick, and then push all the way back up to make another high or a new high. And I was saying in the analysis that I made was that if we start trading above 1.0925 or 1.0930, then that could really open things up to make way for the next resistance level, which I have up here. So again, we got to be careful and see what this market wants to do. It depends how you look at it, like all about perspective of how you're looking at the market, right? What I just showed you before, it definitely looks bearish, but again, you got to be careful with whenever you have strong economic news and economic data coming out. So we'll have to wait to see what happens tomorrow. You know what? If I look on the weekly chart, that looks a lot more clear as well. You have support here, you have resistance here, and now we trade a strong bullish move above on a weekly chart above this resistance. Now you can see these candles over here like very indecisive, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna turn either very bullish or very bearish tomorrow or this week with as soon as we get done with all this economic data, right? Um, and I don't really like to draw trend lines from low to the following low. Although I specialize in trend lines in a unique way, I'll get into that in another video, or more of an educational video. But if I take these two lows over here, you'll see there's also a resistance, right? Right, take the absolute bottom to the next absolute bottom. You can see how there's resistance there. So a lot of traders are trying to push this market down, or I should say, putting positions, short positions here. And again, every time you have a lot of traders going in one way, there's always sometimes a surprise move to really take, to take everybody out on a strong move. That's literally what happened all the way back here. You see this big candle. I remember when, probably all the traders were looking on the daily chart, that were looking for this to continue down to this next support zone, but they got hammered on this green candle. So with that said, we're going to see what happens tomorrow. Again, tomorrow is going to be a very important day, because they could decide, at least for the first 2 quarters of the trading year, what direction the market wants to go to. And as of right now, let me draw that back out for you guys. This is what I've got going, or what I'm looking at right now. Basically, this wedge and starting over here. Okay. That's what I have drawn out right now. So again, break below 1.08 and get down to here, right? to at least I want to see this pivotal level too. You can also be wary of in case because there's support back here. You can see the market found a strong support base here and it took off. But that's pretty much it. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be really important. We'll see how price action on the euro reacts, what Jerome Powell has to say. Of course, there's always volatility sometimes when you mention something about interest rates going forward and how the U.S. economy or how the Federal Reserve plans to attack um, inflation and the interest rates, right? So we'll see what happens, and I'll end up making a video about afterwards about the price action if we get any major moves. And yeah, so if you like this analysis, please definitely follow, like, and I'll be sure to make some more videos along the way. So with that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Or be careful with trading. Always manage your risk because that's one of the most important, if not the most important thing when it comes to preserving your capital. Right. So take care and safe trading.